What's popping, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Welcome, 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 man, to my podcast. I had a little technical difficulty. I haven't tech, tech, having tech, tech, having technical difficulties. Ha, we in that now, though. We in that now. Welcome, welcome. It's your boy, Hot Boy Turk, man. Big thug and telling the truth, not hating. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's another day, man. What the day? Friday. And it's a lot going on, man, in hip hop, man. And I wanted to like tap on a few things, you know what I'm saying? And see what y'all think about it, man. Y'all see the title, you know. And that's what we gonna tap in on today, man. For the people that's on my Instagram and on my Bigo, if y'all wanna go on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Original Hot Boy Turk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could go there and y'all could see the comments and stuff on there and join the conversation. You know, um, what up, Billups? What up, baby? What up? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? What's up with it, man? Y'all already know what it is. What's up? We got Rusty and the J Way in the building. Chrissy, what up with it? We cooling, man. We cooling. We cooling. Young Chan, what up? I see y'all, man. Y'all go ahead on and hit that like button, man. Get that like button going crazy. You feel me? Y'all get that like button going crazy. Get them likes up. Who it is? That's somebody. Somebody using my name for something. Yeah, man. Shout out to that boy Sway, keeping the conversation going. Well, now I took my good, my old man now. Uh-huh. Well, I don't feel good. Y'all act like y'all don't take no goodies. Y'all act like y'all don't take no goodies, man. You heard me? I think I'm addicted to goodies, bro. When I was in jail, you know, I used to start. That's another story of how I started taking. I'm gonna tell y'all that on my series and my book. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, y'all gotta go follow me on my TikTok, man, to be able to get my series. We gonna have the Auto Thugography of Turk series coming on TikTok. Also, me and Beehive gonna be starting our podcast TikTok edition. You know what I'm saying? Coming real soon. Y'all stay tuned for that, man. My podcast, my podcast partner, Beehive. Y'all already know, man. Um, Me and Beehive talk on the phone all the time. And the day we talked about the state of hip hop and the way things going, and you know how people take certain conversations the wrong way, and it's how important it is with how you deliver messages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to come off as being judgmental, right? And brother Muhammad hit me today on Twitter, and he was like, "You might find this message interesting," and he sent me a message from Farrakhan, And what the message said when I listened to it, what I got out of it was you can't expect people to get free when you freeze them. You know what I'm saying? Your intentions can be good. This is what I got out of it. When you giving somebody a message, even if you a church going person, you could come off as judgmental, offensive, holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? You can't do people that way because people won't receive the message, man. And the reason why Farrakhan is able to connect with the hip hop generation the way he does is his approach and how he deal with the hip hop generation. You know what I'm saying? When I say hip hop generation, I mean us. You feel me? And it made a whole lot of sense, bro. Don't nobody want to be called the devil. You know what I'm talking about? Especially with good things and good deeds that they doing that you're not putting a light up on. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important that we understand that Jesus sat with sinners. You know what I'm talking about? So who is you to not sit with sinners? You know what I'm talking about? Paul sat with sinners. You feel me? He didn't judge him. You know what I'm talking about? He didn't hate the sinner, he hated the sin. And I think a lot of people don't be getting the message of God when they be spreading God's word. And that's why so many people run away from the truth, man, because of the way you delivering it, bro. We all have been in places where we should be able to always use us as an example. The reason why so many people gravitate to my message, bro, not because of me. I move me out the way. They see God in me. They see the light. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like y'all. I'm no different than y'all. Like I tell y'all, I be wanting to respond a certain way too. I be wanting to get down and dirty too. I be wanting to do everything that y'all do. But I get outside of me and that kind of like give me an advantage in some areas in my life. But you gonna reach people, man. You have to be able to teach people, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people want people to just get it. Some people want people to just wake up and be like, okay, I got your message and I hear what you saying and I'm gonna do what you say. Come on, man. Don't go like that. It don't go like that. You can't expect people to be free when you freezing them. So now when you trying to talk to people, sometimes people be like, nah, I don't want to talk because now they heart didn't harden up. You have hurt their feelings and embarrassed them so much to the point where they feel like they talk to you, they soft. So now they got to demonstrate, they got to illustrate, they got to show people that they are not soft. And that's what be going on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And I had to realize that even with my message, when I be reaching out to a lot of guys on social media, bro, y'all know I used to be on here and like trying to spread the message, but I had to learn how to spread the message. So that's why I fell back and I got chastised with how I say things and my people stay on me right now. They know that I'm a leader. They know that I can lead, but they check me when I'm doing it and I'm not putting God in the front of me and it's becoming a my way, not God way, a Yahweh. You feel me? So, do y'all think that rappers are glorifying crime in their rap music? You know, and when it come to glorification, we gonna we gonna break down what glorification really mean. Cause I had a conversation on an interview recently with my brother D1. And D1 been getting a lot of backlash lately, you know. And like I told D1, I can understand what he's saying and where he coming from because I have bulletproof emotions. Not because I'm holier than thou, I'm a Christian like you, and um we on the same team, and I can understand because of my experience in life. I know you mean well, but it's a lot of people who don't have bulletproof emotions, who don't understand what you telling them when you're making it seem like they're the devil. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, and y'all can check out the interview. You know what I'm saying? We just dropped part 3. Y'all go to Beehive ATL. I mean Beehive TV on YouTube. We gonna actually get into some of the interview, part 2 of the interview today, you know, on the YouTube. But y'all can see my approach and how I'm dealing with the situation, how I'm talking to D1. Not because I saw somebody make a comment say Turk not woke. Now Turk is very aware. I don't understand what people mean, if they even understand what they saying when they say you're not woke. Is that saying you're dumb? Because being woke is being aware. Being aware is being knowledgeable of something. And I'm very knowledgeable of myself and how I want to receive something coming from somebody else. So I'm very much awakened. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I'm not being a yes man. The way how you saying things is you gonna draw a line. The one said he drawing a line, so that means this is God's side, that's the devil's side. Either y'all on this side where I'm at with God, or y'all on that side with the devil. And people are going to be offended by that. You can't expect to free people by freezing them. And D1 is my brother. Like I say, I understand, bro. Like I have apologized from certain things the way I said it to people. The same way you want respect, you got to give it. Right? I could have responded to a lot of people who have said things about me to me in response of what I said. But when you know better, you do better, and you let time fix certain things. Because some people be like, man, you did this, you know, I ain't about to forgive you. But then you're a human, so I said I ain't about to forgive people at times too. And time made me forgive them. So I understand that. I can empathize. I can empathize with people when they come down, man, I ain't rocking with that, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Unless they did something very, very just where I'm not gonna deal with you. I have said I wasn't gonna deal with certain people as well. And that's growth. That's a hell of a step of where I used to be, bro. No, I'm not holier than you because tomorrow I could wake up and be just like I was before I started being this way. And I'm very aware of that. You know what I'm saying? You can't free people by freezing them. Our main reason on this earth is to find out who we are. Not for me to find out who you are and not for me to tell you who you are because I have to always be aware of who I am. And God say, let your light shine amongst men, not make other men see their light and tell them how to let their light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That's our responsibility as God-fearing Christians, Christ-like, God-like. You know, that's what we supposed to do. As long as we keep on seeing confrontational views, we gonna keep on having confrontational conversations and we ain't getting no solution. So the thing become when I told him, okay, it's a line you say you drawing. I'm drawing a line. The only line that's drawn is God line. God then already drew the line, so you don't got to draw no line. Only thing you got to do is let your light shine. And sometimes when people see the change in you, guess what? They say if he did it, I could do it too. We got to stop putting out the wrong message because we putting us and we acting like God told us to do it. And I'm not picking on nobody because I'm speaking from experience of how I did. You know, I forgive any and everybody that I ever had any problem with, that ever had a problem with me. Certain people I know to stay away from. I'm not going to go back and forth today, but I have to stay aware of not going back and forth tomorrow. See, we got too much to be trying to do on our own, to be trying to tell somebody else what to do. It's hard and it's challenging trying to stay aware of what you need to be doing. You got to continuously let your light shine. And every day your light ain't shining. Sometimes that light gets dim, man. So who is me to say you doing it wrong? This is the line that I have drawn. And if you ain't on this side, you are the devil. Come on, it don't go like that, y'all. It don't go like that. So I'm gonna play some of this. I'm gonna play some of this interview with Beehive, my podcast partner, and D1 from the other day. Shout out to everybody because they loving the conversation because we did 100,000 views organic in one day. We ain't buying no views. The conversation is so good, bro, because it was a three men having a respectful conversation without no arguing. But see, the thing was this. D1 said one thing. He said, damn, I love this conversation. Everywhere else I went, it seemed like they was instigating. Meaning that they only was doing what they do probably. I don't know. But when you put that energy out, some people got a job to do. They doing their job. But when you come on Turk and Beehive podcast, we don't agree with you totally. We agree with you half of some of the thing, but let's have a conversation and let's come to a solution. And let's either agree to disagree. I got back at you, Mama Scott, in a DM. I've been moving around. You know I got love for you. But I'm hit you when I finish doing this. So that's what's going on. So let's get into this interview, bro. Okay, so glorifying, that word, you take a stance on that. Glorify, it means to praise or honor something or someone, often in a highly positive or exalted manner. Typically to highlight their virtues, achievements, or significance. It can be a way of celebrating and elevating the importance or value of a particular person, idea, or thing. So when you saying glorify, do you say that they are only talking about killing? Because listening to both of those guys, you might have a song where they talking about the struggle, talking about getting to the money, motivating and inspiring. Like it's a variety of of music. Like even me, I might have one song talking about this, but then I got this song talking about my heroin and cocaine addiction, how I overcame that, where I am teaching and giving a lesson. You feel me? And I'm quite sure that as an artist, I think everybody have those moments, you know what I'm saying? Have you listened to any other lyrics from them that you could say, this is what we need more of, instead of saying, this is what I don't want to hear because this is glorifying to the kids and you sending the wrong message?
Absolutely. Both of those brothers, first of all, I'm a hip hop fan. So both of those brothers have multiple songs in their musical catalog that it's like, oh, you putting people up on some real positive game right here. Like, this is dope. These were the singles that they chose, or that they record labels chose, that's gonna come out ahead of the album. When you put a single out, you know this from putting singles out. You pick that single because you like, I really want people to pay attention to this song. The album got 17 tracks, but the singles is what I want people to.
This is gonna sell for right now.
All this is gonna sell. So which master are we serving?
I have us talking about it right
Well,
now.
God said you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and money. So if you're more concerned about what's gonna sell than how God is gonna view you putting that out and creating that type of energy in the world with your music, then that's problematic. And I feel like I had a right to say that publicly if Cass is putting his music out.
I don't believe, because they got secular music now and the music is changing. Even in my church, they the sound and the beat is different. And a lot of older people who are traditional, the preacher talk about them. See, y'all can't relate to these pop, hip hop type beat of the gospel being spread, but look at these kids, their lives are being changed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, bro, I just think, we have to like put more energy towards the positive things. And I think, like giving away those turkeys that there are a lot of like hungry people out there, just as well as you giving out those shoes. Like, why we don't come together and highlight that as brothers? You feel me? We always got to tear each other down and focus on the small thing, because that's just a small piece that we could come to the table and do what we doing right now and have a communicated, situation where we can either agree to disagree, or, you know what I'm saying, we could beef. You feel me? And I don't think
it's
none of
definitely
us
not
want
beef.
no beef.
It's
You feel
definitely
me?
not
But
beef.
even now, from D1's perspective, it's definitely not beef. From someone else's perspective, when you come for people who are not hearing you clearly, it's beef. Because I have been in situations where I have said things where people who are closer to people that I say things about got the caption, took the caption to the person that I say something about and turned it into something else. So sometimes the people don't even hear you and what you're saying, because somebody else gonna hear it before they hear it and tell them something different from what you're saying. So it is very important that you deliver the message in a way where it can be received even by a person that don't understand and comprehend it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have learned by being in this podcast world. I can have a podcast where I could easily, y'all, and I tell people this all the time, I could easily get on here and do a reaction to everything that's worldly and have millions and millions of views. Easy. If that's what I was after. But that's not important. I am after souls, but not to the point where I'm about to condemn you or freeze you to try to free you, because it ain't gonna happen that way. I'm just gonna continuously being a demonstrator and an illustrator and not just a conversator. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let my light shine. So the ones who see me go through the persecution in public, how I handle it, they're gonna be like, how he deal with it? And I hear these people talking about him crazy. I hear these people lying on him. I hear these people doing this and saying this. But what they saying, I'm not letting it be true by my actions, so they can't have no stickability with that. You see what I'm saying? So it's all kind of ways to get the word to people when you're trying to get it to them. I think some of us be wanting it when we want it. And two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? Two wrongs don't make a right. So we have to learn how to communicate. And even if it comes to agreeing or disagreeing, it don't fall on deaf ears to the point where if you say something, I'm deflecting. I don't want to hear it. It's beef. Because it ain't beef on your end, but it's beef on their end. And you learn all these things, unfortunately, being in the penitentiary, being in the streets, being in the industry, and being in the church. I done been all four places. And that's why God have chosen me, one of the few, because he ain't just chose me. I just know that I'm chosen. I can't run from it. Every time I try to run from God, it's like Jonah. He throw me in the belly of the whale. I can't run from it. I'm anointed and appointed. I can't run from it. So I'm already knowing I'm gonna suffer persecution. I know that. Do I want to suffer it? No. Nah. But I know the reward is so huge. And I've been seeing it. God been preparing a table for me in the midst of my enemies. And God told me that even the people who was against me gonna be for me sooner or later. See, when you doing it for God, you got to be on God timing, not on your time. Because God don't do things in the way we see it. God said, let there be light, I believe, on the third day. But on the fourth day, it was day and night. How you gonna have light before day and night? You know what I'm saying? How? That just shows you God do things not like we do them. Some people might look at that and don't see no, well, what you mean? That's a contradiction in there. How is there gonna be light? The light could have been the knowledge. A lot of things in the Bible is figuratively speaking, man. You have to be in the spirit to understand it. See, we be trying to break it down. Oh, it meant this. Oh, it really was a serpent that was crawling. It was a giraffe. No, it be figuratively speaking. We got to, ain't nobody walking on no water right now, but we walking on water if we walking by faith. See what I'm saying? It's figuratively speaking. Don't be so naive to the point where you gonna go out there in a Pacific Ocean and man, I have faith. I'm about to. That's dumb. He don't mean go out there and walk on water. We have to understand, bro. God ways are different from the way we think. You know what I'm saying? So what did God mean when he say walk on water today? It's a figuratively speaking as something miraculously and extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And what's extraordinary is faith, belief, believing, walking by faith, not by sight. You sit down in a chair not believing that it gonna hold you up. But what if that chair rigged up and it fall? The next time you sit in the chair, you gonna remember, man, hold up. If you had that experience. But if every time you sat in the chair, that chair held you up, you got faith in that chair. So faith come by repetitiously by hearing it over and over and over. The more you hear God's word, that's what change your life. The more people see God word working in you and they see your light, that's what gonna change their life. Some people you don't have to tell them something to. You don't have to tell them nothing. You can demonstrate, illustrate. You don't have to always conversate. You know what I'm saying? Even when we going back and forth to bring it back to the kids, glorifying that the way on social media, even though you could be saying, I come in love, I came in love. Some people might take that as you being sarcastic, sarcasm, you know what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, he trolling, he this, he that. It send mixed messages when we even go back and forth on social media versus us doing it privately. You feel me?
But what happened when you reached out to Rose?
You just gotta
He ain't
fall
reply.
back. I reached out to him, but I just let everybody know that I did that. You know what I'm saying? It was between me and whoever. You feel
Right.
me? I didn't get mad about it, and I believe time have its time, and I still gonna run into Ross when it's time. You feel me? I don't have a problem with nobody.
Yeah, me
You
neither.
feel me?
Me neither.
But I can't keep on going around saying things, and I don't got a problem with you because people see things different. You know what I'm saying? So I just let silence be the show that I don't got no problem with you.
I just think I think the music industry is a unique place because once again, evil has a disguise and it's called entertainment. Because in the name of entertainment, and that's somebody art, you're not supposed to criticize their art, or that person is already this successful, so you're not supposed to say nothing about that. What it allows is anything to be wide open. Like a lot of people talk about the state of female rap right now and where it is in terms of different artists, different females, and what's being pushed and being glorified. And it's like if you say something against that, you considered a hater nowadays. Man, that's mental manipulation, man. To be like, so you mean to tell me this could be done in front of millions of people out here in the public, but we gotta be quiet.
Now you have a right to speak and voice your opinion, but you know, opinion is the cheapest commodity in the world. That's why. And another thing, a lot of people who are interviewing artists, and the artist is not seasoned to talk, when they get y'all in the rooms and they put that content on YouTube, they're monetizing that content. So some of them are not gonna edit to perfection or edit to get a good story or narrative out there about the person. Sometimes they be clickbaiting for the mess to get that check. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all just seen that commercial, that's a check. You know what I'm saying? People get paid for your content. That's another story right there. That's another topic. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand what's going on, man, and why people do the things that they do, you know? Because at the end of the day, everybody is getting some money. Jesus was mad when they was in the temple making money in the church. So should we even be, if people who want to tell people who are doing things for money who are in the church, should you be making money in the church? You see what I'm saying? Because Jesus was mad when they was making money. So we can't judge people because we never know the intent of people's heart, the relationship they got with God, if this is their test that they are going through. Like, we don't know. We don't know if God is allowing them to do this to become who they are going to become. We don't know. So we cannot judge people, bro. And that's what it comes down to be. Find out what God says about judging people, bro. And people can say, I'm not judging or being judgmental, but it is what it is. The concept of God judging people is a central theme in many religious beliefs. In various religious traditions, it is believed that God, as a divine and supreme being, will assess a person's thoughts, actions, and moral conduct during their lifetime. It's a God. None of us God with the big G. This judgment can determine the individual's fate in the afterlife. Different religions have different beliefs about the nature of this judgment, whether it leads to rewards in heaven, punishments in hell, or other outcomes based on one's fate, deeds, and adherence to religious principles. These beliefs vary across different faiths and denominations. So, God is the ultimate judge. The measure that you judge against somebody else will be used against you. We're not the judge. So we can't pass judgment, bro. Like we can't. We God must have said that for a reason, because he probably already knew that if you judge and when you point a finger, three point it back at you. So who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Let your light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. That's all we gotta do. Let your light shine in the world of darkness. Who is this world for? The devil. So everybody at once upon a time are oppressed by who? The devil. Everybody. How and who are you trying to free people from? The devil. So why do we make the fight against each other when the fight is against the devil? So we can't point the finger and blame nobody when the devil owns this world. And he is the reason that people do some of the things that they do when they don't know that he's using them. It's our responsibility to educate people to know that, man, you're a great person. You're a wonderful person. The devil is doing this to you. And show that to them. And if they don't see it, let time show it to them. You did your part. But you can't beat them down and say you better than them when I'm going to draw a line. I'm over here, you over there. You with the devil, I'm with God. That ain't our responsibility. Why everybody got an opinion, you feel me? Just like they have an opinion to say is right, you have an opinion to say is wrong. You feel me? And that's why we gonna continue to have arguments at, you know what I'm saying, who's wrong, who right. You know what I'm talking about? How do we come to an agreement to say, you know what, we gonna both live here and we gonna figure it out some type of way? Because it's not getting no better when we are both having differences and we're focusing on that. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like what'll be your way of getting the message across? Is it only saying it the way D said, or saying it everybody way and we meet in the middle?
Seeing it everybody's way would require communication from the other party, and I don't mind that communication being public. Like, why do we need to have a one-on-one when the stuff that's being put into question is being promoted publicly? So the music is being promoted publicly, the persona is being promoted publicly. Mm-hmm. With that being said, let's keep these conversations public. Like, that's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
See, you have the conversation publicly because people tend to have their guard down when it's not in the public. I mean, you have it private. People will be more open to you to understand, to overstand if you trying to chastise them in private versus in public. The way we deliver things can either make a person don't want to hear what you're saying in public because it's embarrassing the way you're saying it to them in public. So if you can't have a private conversation because of the public conversation that you had, then what do? Keep on trying or keep on going public with it? It's only going to make the situation worse. So sometimes we got to come and we have to apologize and clarify, but not keep putting fuel on the fire, because we intentionally at this time, I'ma stand my ground and I'ma keep on pissing people off. So is that God? Because I don't want to wait on my time. I mean, I don't want to wait on God's time. I won't do it on my time. So when you have people coming to you with a solution because they're on the outside looking in and they see this shit is about to get out of hand, and they come with great intent. If you're going and you're coming with intent, you're going to see other people's intent to make it peaceful. Or are you doing it? And I'm not saying this is what's going on, y'all. I'm just speaking in general for your own instant gratification. Is God in it, or is it your way and what you want?
Perfectly fine. But not everybody wants that, because sometimes people feel like the more that this conversation stays public, the more that I'm going to sound ridiculous.
Well, you know, after listening to both of you gentlemen snap, I had to come in with my 2 cents.
Please.
And both of you all are speaking from a free man perspective. As free men, it's easy to tell folks what needs to happen and how to live, because you're living off the grid as free men doing what you feel. I wasn't always a free man, fellas. Okay? When I worked at the radio station, I was an employee of the radio station. We had these things called liners that we have to read. On one of the liners, it was get your jab. I'm not pro-jab, but that's what the liner was saying. Long story short, I became a free man because I didn't agree with the liner.
You didn't tap dance.
You said I wouldn't tap dance. So I say that to say, now somebody talking to me and looking at me from the outside looking in, they'll be like, hey man, why don't you just read the damn liner and go and get the damn jab, okay? But you have to lay on the sword for that. Every man's not built to be a free man. Exactly. You know, once you lay on that sword, you a free man. Every man's not built like that. Now let's bring millions of dollars onto the table where you're taking care of hundreds of people in your family and friends, and all of that's on the line. Do you go in there and say, okay, I'm a free man, I'm gonna do right, and my whole family gonna be up the damn creek?
I think at some point we all compromise and improvise, you know what I'm saying? Just to live. You know I have sat back and let time fix situations, because some things are just bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna corrupt my character trying to save you because I have to save my own soul. And I think sometimes we get in a point where we want to save you and you don't want to save yourself. You know, we have to sometimes mind the business that pays us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And your soul is more important than my wife's soul, my kids' soul. If they want to go to hell, I say what I say, and I gotta leave it alone, because you know God can only make it grow. You know what I'm talking about? I could just give it to you as if the Spirit gave it to me, and I did my part, and I feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, sometimes we gotta draw the line right there. When do we say enough is enough? My hands, I'm washing them with that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Well,
when is your enough is enough?
Yeah. When is my enough
with this
is enough?
particular situation?
Oh, with this particular situation, I mean, I'm done with it. This is no longer about the people. This is about the principles right now. So I do think that it's a moment to be able to educate the masses, because now the masses are paying attention to, like, what's this all about? Like what's going on? This caught my attention. You know, now what's this all about? And when they see, oh, this man D1 got a track record of 15 years of doing this same community work, from being a middle school teacher to now being a college professor to being a full-time hip-hop artist who done toured this country countless times, millions and millions of streams. Just put his 10th album out called Uno, debuted number 4 in the world on the Apple Music, iTunes charts, 100% independent, and glorifying God and glorifying a message of be real, be righteous, be relevant in everything he do. When people see that, I feel like that holds a lot of weight, because now there's people who are like, whoa, it's possible. I didn't think it was possible, because we come from the trenches, and people that look like us, we think that it's only one route you could take to make it in.
So, with people seeing that example that is being described, but then when you get a response from somebody that don't see it, what will your response be is very important. Is your response gonna be a godly response, or forget God, I'm a man and now I feel disrespected? Then it becomes hypocritical. Not saying that this was going on, but that's why from the beginning it's very important that we watch our words. Let our words be impeccable. Try not to sin. Because morally we could be right. Spiritually we could be sinning. God say vengeance is his, but he did something to my brother. Morally, it's right that I get him back. But God said vengeance is his. And I know the Old Testament say eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Some of y'all try to say, well, in the Old Testament say this. So at once upon a time, and some people feel justified and think they could be like, well, God, you ain't always been this way, but now you want to change and I gotta be. And they got people like that. So when you are pushing the narrative of holier than thou, you have a big old responsibility, and everybody is watching you. You're gonna be held accountable when you take a stance. And I don't know if y'all watched The Passion of Christ. I don't know no man or woman who's willing to endure what that man endured going up that hill. If you didn't watch The Passion of Christ, go watch it. And it may have not happened exactly the way they showing it on TV, but just to think that this is what happened, you have to understand what it is, man, to take a stand and say it's God. Because you're going to go through something. And you can't straddle that fence once you take that stance. So, not saying that this was going on. It's just a teaching experience. That's it. Everything that go on in this world today, man, I vow to teach from it. Not to condemn nobody, but just to put the information out there to show what church you're gonna choose. That's it. It's on you. Cause I don't got a heaven or hell to put you in. I don't. But if I done been through something, it's my responsibility to say, man, I did this and this is how I did it. You know, I'ma be a vessel. That's all. I'm being a messenger. That's all. You know. It's up to you to take heed or to do it how you want to do it. That's it. And that's all we can do, y'all. We can't get mad when another person don't see it the way we see it. Cause then, like I say, it become not God, but it become you. You upset because people don't see it the way you see it. And you're mad because other people don't see it the way you want them to see it. And they see it their way. If I wanted to be that way, bro, I'd be feeling like that too. Like, damn. And sometimes you might hear me ranting a little bit. But then I got to snap out of it because I go to feeling convicted because I know better. But I ain't going to sit up here and say I don't be going off at times because I do. And I think people can relate a little bit more to a person who can admit their wrongs, who can admit their mistakes and not condemn you and make you feel like you got to be perfect. Because I ain't perfect. I strive to be perfect. So that's a challenging situation and I understand it. So, I don't take it personal when you try to, you feel me? Because I ain't never say I'm perfect. So what you saying, I don't take it personal. So I don't have to take a personal stand. Not saying that this was going on, y'all. It's just a teaching moment. That's it.
In the entertainment game and to be successful. And now that they're seeing this a man that's logical, this a man that is fact-based, that's biblically based, and that could spit. This would be different, Turk, if I couldn't rap too.
Now, but we talking about God, right? Or this is some truth right there. I'm just reacting to the interview, y'all. That's it. And we gonna have an honest moment. We gonna be honest. It'll be different if I couldn't rap. I so check it out. What I say.
So do you want the glorification of the fans like Rick Ross and Meek Mills have for your talent and your skill, and you feel like you're not getting that, and that's the reason
No,
why you're doing it?
no, this is
I had to ask him that question when he said what he said because at that time I felt that energy. I felt that spirit. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that that's what's going on. But my job is to teach and educate and to have a conversation and to find a solution, not to keep a problem going. And I'm not going to be no yes man for nobody. Anybody come in that room and sit and we discuss real life, this is what you get when you have Beehive and Turk together. Every interview we done had, open-minded men who have been through things, who using their experience to educate people who are going through the same things. We not better than nobody. I'm most definitely not better than nobody. I understand a lot of people. That's it. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Opinion is the cheapest commodity in the world. Everybody got them. But it becomes a problem when you get mad at my opinion because you want me to take your opinion as the truth and the truth that gonna set me free. and I don't do that, then what? It become a what? Argument? You become judgmental? Or what? See what I'm saying? See, we got to learn how to communicate with each other, bro. Like, whether you white, black, Chinese, Indian, whatever, you're a human being. I don't even see black and white. The problem is bigger than that. It's good or evil, man. I'm in a point of my life where I understand it's either good or evil. That's the line. What's your choice? What you choose? I choose to strive for perfection every day. That's what I choose. And looking back on my life, bro, I know I come a long way. And nobody got to tell me that. And I don't have to go around saying, boy, I come a long way, boy. I come a long way, boy. Boy, look at me. Look at me. Because other people going to see it. And when people who know me, who are not haters, because you got people who are being used by the devil, they going to confirm it. And when I get confirmation, that ain't going to do nothing but make me continue to do the right thing. Because as human beings, we all need confirmation for things, because that's the way. It's something about it. It makes us want to keep doing the right thing. Just like when you reward a dog from doing something, when they want to keep doing it. I'm not comparing us as a dog, but I'm using it as an analysis of when you get a confirmation from you doing what's right in the eyesight of God, it make you want to continue on doing the right thing, man. Well, I'm gonna speak for me. That's what it do for me. Anytime I do something good for somebody and I see somebody else happy about something that I did that God didn't work through me to do, I be wanting to do more. Cause I know it ain't me. And sometimes it be stuff I do for the enemy. I know it ain't me. But just to know that God saved a sinner like me and gonna use a person like me to be able to do something, bro, that's a different type of feeling if you doing it with an open heart and an open mind. You know what I'm saying? So you begin to change because you begin to change the way you think. And that's how you change your world, by the renewing of your mind with new information repetitiously. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the wisdom to have the knowledge and understanding. Who are you listening to repetitiously? Because that's what becoming your habit. And your habit is becoming your life. So the question is, are rappers glorifying crime in their music? That's the topic of discussion, y'all. That's why we're reacting to this interview. D1 says Rick Ross, Meek Mills, Jim Jones are. I said different. I don't see it that way. Can we control our own narrative and be a little better? Yes. We all can, though, not just one group of people. And we can't put all that pressure on just this one person to say, you're responsible. You're the one. That ain't how we come to a solution, bro. That's what we wrong at. We all can do better, is what a solution at. And when we all feel like that, then nobody feel hurt, nobody feel judged, nobody feel, because that don't do nothing but make people get on the defensive. Man, you condemning me on this, look at you. I just went and did this and did that. What you did? So now, God is not the author of confusion, but you have confusion because nobody got the word. Nobody got the message. So now we got people beefing. Nobody understanding each other no more. So we got a lot of misunderstanding in the world today. And people want to point fingers and say, you're the reason, you're the reason, you're the reason. How about you're the reason for what happens in your world? Because the only world that you can change or destroy is your world. Trying to help somebody else's world because your world is in your mind. The way you change your world is with repetitions of new information. The world of how you see it have changed. So you move this way, move that way, and let people see that. You might win some people that way. Sometimes speaking in general soften the message of truth. But when you direct that at somebody, that's a fight waiting to happen. I'm telling you. Now, some people might say, I don't care. I'ma stand up. So that means you willing to bear that cross like Jesus. And did you see what he went through? A lot of people that thought like that lost their life. Is that something you ready to go? Just be, and if you is, just be honest. Just be honest. If you have reached that to where it's like, you feel me? Then ain't nothing I can say. Because I'm only trying to protect me.
Is to educate fans so that the fans don't feel like we have to follow one type of leadership in this culture. And the leadership that we got to follow is certain rap stars, no names mentioned, certain rap stars who continue to glorify a lot of the
See, this is how it should have been done. Certain. And the ones who feel like they do it might be like, you know what? Sometimes we got to think before we. So now that we having a conversation, it's not no instigation going on. We having an open conversation to where, okay, damn, that making sense. Well, maybe I can, try it like this. So now this was what you saying. We are getting some type of solution going on because we, as men, coming to the round table, seeing it in a way where we all can agree or agree to disagree. But it ain't no hostile circle. It ain't no hostile table. When you on social media and you're public and them fans and you got the media bloggers and you got all this different instigation going on, we just gonna try to outshine each other. And we gonna say the most hurtful things and who can get the most views and comments from what we saying. And see what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes I think it's better to try to nip it in the bud privately if we so passionately think something should be a certain way. And in due time, if it's meant, God gonna allow it to happen. You feel me? That's where I'm at. I can address a lot of things, bro, and people won't answer for a lot of things that sometimes I be ready to say something about. I promise you. I promise to God I do. But I step back and I say, you know what? I'm gonna try a different approach to certain things in my life, you know. And I have learned that patience always work things out all the time, man. Telling you.
The things that are wrong with this world and glorify their material possessions, how much money they got, worldly wealth, all of this type of stuff. People who might have money in the bank, but morally they bankrupt. And I just want fans to see that we don't have to feel like, well, these are our heroes.
Exactly.
Well, I hear what you're saying with that as well, but then my question would be, when it comes to these artists, they got budgets behind them, okay? Outkast, greatest selling album of all time, it's probably good to say that they had a big-ass budget behind that album, pushing Speaker Box and The Love Below to make it one of the greatest selling albums of all time, not to mention that they were some of the most talented niggas ever born.
Exactly.
But with that being said, when you look at the music, when you hear what you hear on the radio, the labels throw promotion dollars at the radio station.
Exactly.
When it's time to push that single, D1, I heard your album. But guess what? I like the one about you dating a little better than the one about God. So I'm going to pull, that's going to be your single, and that's what I'm putting my money behind. Now, I know you want to talk about God on 9 out of 10 of them songs, but that one song that it seemed like you was in love a little bit right now, I'm going to put 500,000 behind that, and I'm going to put you in everybody's house. So the question is, do we get mad at the artists, or do we get mad at the money behind them? Because see, the whole thing is when we start speaking, we got to go to the power. You see what I'm saying? And that's when laying on a sword and becoming a free man gets realer and realer and realer. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm on a radio station and I'm seeing the jab and I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to speak out against this because this is not going to be good for me financially.
Exactly.
It's not going to be good for me socially. Okay, it's not going to be good for me at all. But I do know I'm going to take a stance against it, and I'm going to educate folks, and I'm going to just have to go ahead and lay on the sword for myself for this situation that it is.
Exactly.
So I do, now don't get it messed up, I totally agree with you when you say, you know, artists need to control the narrative a lot better of the music that they putting out. But then I say this to the young folks that's coming up. We all grew up in the 90s. One of my favorite groups of all time was Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite songs was Mo Murder, okay? That was one of my favorite damn songs.
Yeah.
Now, did that make me go out there and murder everybody?
Exactly.
Right.
Or did I just enjoy Bone Thugs and Harmony singing that?
Exactly.
Now, the question is, who the hell was putting the money behind Bone Thugs and Harmony to have me sit in my house talking about Mo Murder every damn night? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Then that's why I say, man, we can't put all the pressure on these artists and say they are the reason for all of this murder, because we have murder in music, we have murder in movies,
all
we
that.
got murder in books. We don't know where they getting that murder she wrote from. You know what I'm saying?
I got an answer for that too as well. It's called poverty.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the
Murder how we go.
Exactly. Poverty causes us to commit these crimes. We got a elementary school to prison pipeline going on around here as well. As an educator, you know how difficult it is. So now the question is, Do we go out here and raise hell and say, you know what, we need to pay these teachers more? We need to make sure that these teachers are getting paid 6 figures. I know these officers are getting paid. Okay? Now let's pay. I guarantee you, if a teacher was making $150 a year, your child is gonna get taught. They're gonna know how to say no to gangs.
Exactly.
They're gonna know how to say no to drugs because somebody getting paid $150 to make sure that they don't.
You know,
and I'm not about to lose my lifestyle because you want to go out there and ruin your life. I'm gonna save your life.
Exactly.
So in the music industry, the power structure is also an ecosystem. So everybody think about that that emoji on your phone, like the recycling emoji, right? Where it's like them three, it's like a triangle, and it's like them 3 arrows. Each arrow is pointing to the next arrow, and it's like a triangle, right? We're not talking about the power that the fans have. The fans have the power, if they really wanted to hear something different, to be like, nah, you could sell that to me all you want, but I ain't trying to let that in this household. You know what I'm saying? As for me and mine, we gonna be listening to something different. But the fans oftentimes don't want to take up the onus of saying, we want to listen to more of what we claim we want to see in the world. And I think that part of what I'm doing right now is sparking a conversation to where it's saying there's 2 unhealthy attachments in the music industry. It's the attachment that the artists have to these labels that clearly don't care about us. And when you're an artist that's like, man, I really don't want to be on this label, but they giving me $1 million marketing budget. So I got to stay signed to them and I got to work for them. I'm an employee. I'm not a boss. I'm an employee and I got to listen to them. That's an unhealthy attachment. We got to figure out how to break that. The second unhealthy attachment is these fans that are so attached to their favorite artists because they grew up on them that no matter what that artist does and no matter how much your common sense is telling you, man, this ain't what we need to be pushing to the masses, your attachment to that artist is going to make you still listen to it, still allow it in your subconscious to permeate your brain, to allow your kids to listen to it, and that's unhealthy. So I'm trying to empower the fans right now to be able to say, man, we could actually take a stand and want better for ourselves.
Exactly.
But we got to support that.
So that's why I say we can't put it all on the artist, because I done seen fans go more harder than the artists and put fan pressure. It ain't peer pressure no more. It's fan pressure. You know what I'm saying? You know what they tell me all the time? We want that untamed gorilla Turk. You know what I'm saying?
It's in me, my
You know,
nigga, to be
they
the
want that
thug
so
that I
it
be.
be pressure.
Yeah.
So I be like, damn, you know, and sometimes I dip and dab, and they be like, that's what I'm talking about. But then, you know, my spirit get convicted, and I go to like, man, I gotta, you know, bam. But at the same time, I also have to feed my family. You know what I'm saying? So it be like a, you know, I think we operate in fear sometimes of, you know, what might be our next $1 billion check. We walk around in fear, false evidence appearing real, you know what I'm saying?
Watch sports with live TV like cable. With YouTube TV, try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
I saw war. I saw bombing. I saw
The conversation led to that, you know. Think we got another part to it, you know, but the conversation we having with D1 is after the conversation D1 had with a lot of other people. And I'm gonna tell y'all, he was like, the conversation we having is more of a meeting of the minds, and we are not instigating. That let me know right there that it's a bunch of instigating podcasters out there. And I understand why, because people think in their mind negativity sells. So your message, which is a testimony, may have been turned into a messimony. And you like, man, I ain't even say that. They cut that out. Versus going somewhere where you can speak your mind and be corrected at the same time, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that many platforms that do that, man. Because of people mindset in chasing that money. And it's a lot of money, man, for negative content. It's crazy. You know, even on Bigo, they say, we don't want y'all to dox. We don't want this. We don't want that. They changed it up for the agencies on how we get broadcasters and stuff like that. We got to get 7 people a month to pass the audition, but they didn't change it up to where they done made it complicated and put all the work on us. And it's like, I done got you over 100 some broadcasters, and you telling me you ain't been getting 7 people a month for the last 90 days. Well, it ain't the same since last 90 days. Y'all make it complicated for people to be able to go up against the negativity that y'all saying that y'all don't want us to do. Like some of the female might show a little cleavage or something, may not showing their titties or nothing like that, and y'all banning them. But then you have certain people that y'all allowing to be like strippers in the club. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? So y'all discourage people on this app. If that's what it gonna be, everybody that's a part of my agency and my movement and people that came to the app because of me, we gonna go to TikTok. We gonna go somewhere else where we can be creative. I know on TikTok, they want you to be creative and they gonna pay you. So if Bigo keep on playing, I mean, it's cool. We ain't tripping. But do not call yourself threatening me to basically be this way, because I'm not conforming to what you want me to conform to. And I know that, you know, you saying it in your rules that this is how it's supposed to be. Nah, they have a lot of people that put that pressure on people to be that way. What I'm saying, you know, and it's crazy, man. But I don't blame the people that are participating in it. We just gotta find a better way. And that's what life is all about. What working for you? If it working for you, it working for everybody else, man. That gotta be your mentality. Cause we cannot change other people's worlds. Can't do it. Can't do it. You know, I used to be so motivated to be on here, bro. It's like, nah, nah. I'm not gonna be forced to do nothing. Not me. That's just me now. You have to take a stance for yourself and don't be tricked and fooled to do things that's bad that might be disguised in something good. My experience have taught me a lot of things and I'm steady learning, you know, and I want to continue to learn, man, like not just from my experience, but other people's experiences too. So while we still on it, we might as well go to the next conversation. D1 and Turk discuss Sexy Red and the portrayal of women in hip hop versus other genres in music. So the men are being portrayed as glorifying murder. The women is being portrayed as sex, slutty, cruddy, project, um, cussing the baby daddy out, you know, and it's being pushed. And that's the picture that we're getting. I see the same thing that y'all see, but it's still our church to intake it. We can't sit up here and condemn somebody who decided to say, you know what, you're gonna give me $40,000 to say this. You never know them people's situation. If it was you, what you'll do. Sometimes people speak out of it ain't them in that situation. So if you won't do certain things, just you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually this person probably will see, dang, I'm the only one doing this stuff. Let me. But we can't keep on being disrespectful, trying to get people to do something right. We just. So let's see what we talking about on here, y'all. Like I said, this is my first time hearing it. We had the conversation, but I didn't hear the conversation after we had it. It wasn't scripted. We just was talking. I'm hearing it for the first time, just like y'all. So even if I say something wrong, correct me. You feel me?
Watch this, bro. This conversation is so dope. I appreciate both of y'all, man, for this. This conversation is so dope. In our city,
Y'all hear what he said? This conversation is so dope. I appreciate both of y'all. You know why? Y'all about to find out.
And no, you could go down there right now and they still bumping 400 Degrees. They still bumping music that came out 25 years ago because that's the power that music has when it really strikes a chord with a fan. With that being said, Juvenile, Turk, all these brothers have grown up, have matured in so many different ways, but you got fans who are still attached to the old version of them. And that's what they're allowing to be in their spirit every day. And that's something to where you got 48-year-old men that's listening to the music that a dude made when he was 21 years old. Exactly. And you allowing that music to be the soundtrack to your life. That is a powerful attachment that we just got to be aware of. And then we got to say, whoa, let me not let that be unhealthy, because that turned you into a fiend, not a fan, a fiend.
Exactly.
One of my favorite albums of all time is Goody Mob, Soul Food. Okay, I'll bring it up damn near every show. Yeah. Okay, it's an album that aged well. I mean, it predicted the future. We lived a lot of the stuff that we saw in self-therapy video in real time during 2020. They made grown man music at that time that was just for the. I don't even understand how a young man.
Appreciate that Cash App Arch.
And that young could be thinking like a 45-year-old man.
Yeah.
We need more of that in the industry, but the question is, I'm about to keep it all the way real.
Come on.
Yeah, we know what these folks want.
Yeah.
What makes the money is the sex, the drugs, and the violence. That's what's making the money.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, a lot of these folks are trying to pay their damn bills, so they like, you know what, sex, drugs, money, and violence. The reason why Outkast made all that money because it was the most creative shit out.
Yeah.
You have to dig into your creative bag if you want to cut through. But then also you got to be in tandem with the powers that be that will say, you know what? I will allow Turk to go out here and preach this gospel. I will allow D1 to go out here and preach this gospel. And I'll put the bag behind the gospel. But if they're looking at their analytics and based off of historical, data, they're thinking, no, shake what your mama gave you is going to work better every damn time. Yeah. You know what? This is going to sell. This is going to fly off the shelves. You know something else that pissed me off? I don't know if y'all saw this. Lauryn Hill snapped the other day. And when she snapped, you know what she said?
What that?
She said, I made the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I'm still touring singing that damn album, but they wouldn't let me make another one.
Damn.
The Miseducation was one of the greatest albums of all time, and she said that they wouldn't let her make another one.
Exactly.
My daughters are going to listen to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill before they listen to anything that's going on right now.
Exactly.
Because that Miseducation album probably saved a lot of lives.
That's one of my wife's favorite
artists. So what was it that caused the industry to say, you know what, Lauryn, even though this album is a great-ass album and you're going to be touring with this thing for the rest of your life, we ain't going to support you making another one of these. Where's that disconnect? Where's that coming from? Because when you got somebody that got the skills to pay the bills.
Man, that's deep.
You see what I'm saying? But then she says, they didn't let me make another album like that.
It's stuck, man. It's stuck in time, and it all go back to that mighty dollar. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I also heard you speak on a lot of female artists. You know, why do you think females are, you know, going to the direction that they going to, far as the things that they're speaking on? Sexy Red, which I think is a great artist. You know, having the sex tape released and then revealing that she's pregnant, and you know, I just think it's degrading. You know what I'm saying? But why do you think they glorify? Nah, I feel like the industry is glorifying our women to be a certain way, because if we gonna glorify women being this way, it should be all women and not just our women. You feel me? And you don't see Britney Spears, all the rest of
Taylor
them,
Swift.
Taylor Swift, you know what I'm saying? Or any Adele, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't see them doing the things that our culture is doing. So don't say female this and this is how females are supposed to do. Why you think it's like that?
Why are the women in the industry pushing the type of messages that they're overwhelmingly
Exactly.
pushing right now? It's clearly in an effort to chase money and attention. It's that simple. It's not in an effort to represent themselves in the best manner possible, because they know that there's other aspects of who they are as people than what they're putting out there on display. But they are seeing what the industry wants from them, what the fans seem to want from them, and they're like, bet, I could take it there if that's what y'all want, and I'm just gonna turn the volume up to 10, you hear me, and take it all the way there. That's why they're doing that. And at the end of the day, it's about, who are we serving? Are we serving God, or are we serving the master called money? And people want to believe in God but serve money. See, that's the difference, brother. In the black community, you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody who like, man, I don't believe in God, man. What y'all talking about? Everybody want to believe in God, but everybody want to serve money.
Exactly. Well, you know, I think all of these women are very talented, you know what I'm saying? And once again, their singles might be that, but when you listen to their music as a whole, just like the guys who rap about violence, when you listen to it as a whole, I don't think it's glorification no more, you know what I'm saying? Because I can take it here, I can take it there, but this is what's making my money, you know what I'm saying? But then we have to talk about a whole nother thing, and I don't think everybody is on that spiritual walk to where if we gonna be God, it's just gonna be God.
And
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
and if we really want to talk, that's the thing. So many people in the music industry aren't ready for that talk. That we were put here as human beings before we were put here as artists. You heard me? That's Tab. You heard me? We know him as Turk. Man, that's Tab, man. This David. You heard me? Y'all know me as D1. Man, this David. God is not concerned with your persona. He's concerned with you as a person, not your musical persona, but you as a person, and how you are living your life and using your time and your talents to either glorify him or not glorify him. And you got people that want to believe in God, but they want to hide behind this curtain called entertainment and say, well, ain't no glorification of God going on here. But I'm just entertaining people, so it's okay. It don't make me wrong.
And
Recordings just got better.
the conversation ended like that. And that word glorification, man, is really like got the industry in the uproar, you know. And I see glorification as being a very, you know, different way. I don't think people are just glorifying to the point where they are worshiping. This is the way it need to be. This is the way I live, and this is the way how we gonna live. I don't think it's like that. I think people are getting their money. Certain labels are putting money behind that content, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might say, but back in the days it was this, back in the days it was that. Well, I think the church that we have today is better than back in the day because you either choose to listen or turn it off because the power is right in your hand. When you pick up your phone, you can either watch it or turn it off. You know what I'm saying? So don't expect for you to watch it and you watch it just to condemn it and then try to make other people get on the same type of time. So now we got a bunch of trolls in the comment talking about something that they don't like because they feel a certain way about it. Or are you mad because it's not you? And I think it'd be a bunch of people wanting to have that type of money coming in for them, that type of fame coming in for them, to the point where I'm about to go ahead on and put them in a freezer. People would never get freed if you want them to be freed that way. If you really cared and you was concerned about something that somebody was doing that you felt that may be detrimental to them, you'll find a better way to help them see that as a problem, man. You know, and people say, and I have said it, it's hard to get in contact with people. Some people won't answer their DM, you know, but don't get mad because that might not be the way for you to get the message through. It might be another way for you to get it through. But continue to let your light shine. Don't dim your light because somebody else is not allowing you a seat at their table. We got to continue on doing what we can do for us, man. And that's how the world changed. Straight up. Make sure y'all hit that like, leave a comment if you didn't get your comment in, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not subscribed. Make sure y'all check out that Still on Fire video. Big announcement coming this week, man. You know, y'all stay tuned for that. And I smell some food that I'm about to go eat. So let's get it, man. Holla at y'all.